Hi, Joss here from the Funnel Studio. Are you starting to feel the pressure that 2026 has got to be better than 2025? Here's a tip and a free download. Instead of building sales funnels, you need to start building a buyer's system. So we do this by firstly getting attention. You can't sell anything to anybody unless you have got their attention and they know that you exist. And we start with a clear problem and solution headline. So your audience knows this is for them, and so they'll sit up and pay attention. So let me give you an example of what this might look like. Um, Perhaps so you're a wellness coach, and your target audience are people who have um, sort of fatigue. They're always tired. They've got no motivation. They have a foggy brain, and they really just don't feel like themselves. They feel off, and this is caused by inflammation. So that's your target audience, and you want to have a headline that calls out that audience and then gives them a bit of a solution. So something perhaps like this: reduce inflammation, boost your energy, and feel like yourself again with one supportive online hub. So, just in those few words, you have called out the person, that you've said what they may be feeling, and you've provided them a doorway through to a solution. And so now that you have got their attention, you need to start building interest. And you do this through demonstrating empathy and an understanding of their problem. And this happens through, sort of calling out, or not calling out, it's the wrong terminology, sort of letting them know that you know how they're feeling, what their symptoms are, that they're tired, that they're foggy brain, all those sorts of things, and that you understand that you've been through that, and you know how by going through your own journey that you can fix that. And this is really good for your positioning because it positions you as somebody that has a solution to their problem. It's all quite specific, and sort of puts you in a strong place to move forward. The third thing that we need to do is we need to cement belief. So if your audience does not believe that your solution will work for them, then they won't move on. And what this means is that everybody has their own beliefs about, well, everything. And if their beliefs don't align with the beliefs they need to have, to accept your offer coming up, then they will not take up that offer. In fact, they might not even see the offer. So you need to understand firstly what their current beliefs are, or we often call them limiting beliefs. And these are beliefs that are holding them back from where they could be. And these could be things just like, this won't work for me, or I've tried this and it didn't work last time, why should it work now? Or I just don't have the money for this right now. Or it could be a whole number of things. My family will think I'm, crazy to do something like this, whatever it might be. So you need to understand what those beliefs are, and you need to be able to provide them with the information that will shift that belief through to, this can work for me. I can see myself doing this. I think this might be the solution. So you're actually moving their current belief to a new belief that will help them move to the next stage. So we have built, we've got their attention, we are building their interest, they want to know a little bit more. And we have moved them from a position of this won't work to this might work. The next step we need to take is to create desire. Um, and again, they won't move to the next stage unless they feel that, oh, well, this is the solution I have been looking for. I really need this. I want to do this. But they'll still have reservations. So to help create desire, you need to include a clear transformational offer. And that offer must include who you're talking to. So you're calling out the right audience. You don't want to be vague about this, otherwise you're going to get people that aren't actually in your target market. You need to talk about the outcome or the transformation that they can expect to receive. You need to talk about the vehicle, which is the method in which you are going to deliver the transformation. So it's, it might be your course, it might be one-on-one, it might be a membership, it might be a webinar, but you need to tell them how the transformation will be delivered. You need to obviously provide value. So you will have put a price point on this, and it's important to actually anchor that price so that it feels it has more value than the price that you're charging for it. So you can do that through a number of ways. One of the best ways is by saying, this is what I would normally sell this product for, say $97, but today you are going to get it for $47. And you can then sort of reaffirm what their investment will be and what they will get. And you do that sort of through things like additional value through bonuses if needed. And it helps people feel like they're getting the deal of the century. You also want to include risk reversal. One of the biggest objections people have is, what if this doesn't work for me? Am I wasting my money on this type of thing? And so you need to remove that risk, and you do that by guarantees or, promise to fulfill it until they get the outcome they're looking for, whatever it might be. And finally, you need to present your offer with some urgency and scarcity to encourage people to take action, which moves us on to the next point. So how do we inspire action? We explain the choice to them, and their choice is they either take the solution or they don't. They either take the solution or they continue to sit with their problem. And the way to do this, or one of the best ways to do this, is by handling objections. So everyone has a reason or reasons why they might not take up your offer. And so you need to address those and find ways of being able to show how people can easily overcome those objections and take you up on your offer. And then you want to finally finish with a strong, persuasive, urgent, final call to action. And all the way through your funnel, you want to be providing value through each stage of the funnel. And you do this by, offering just little wins. It might be try this trick or try that trick. Sort of make sure you drink 8 glasses of water a day, and this is what it will do. Sort of things like, that's probably not a very good analogy, but anyway. But try and provide value so that they see at each point as they're going through their journey that this is something that they could be a good fit for. And by following this framework, it will guide your audience through to making a decision. Now, that decision might be yes or no, preferably yes. And by using the right language, sort of strong, emotional, confident language, it significantly improves the chances of a yes. When you're reading a novel and the best novels will draw you in. They will, you will feel the emotion that's being described. You'll feel how the different characters feel. And that's what you're trying to do throughout your sales funnel as well. It's not just all about pages and having information on pages. People have to feel that they are ready for the next stage. And if they're not feeling that emotion, they're not going to buy. And so to help you sort of get an idea of what I mean about the different types of language, I've got this little PDF here called the Shadow Funnel, which shows you how emotion moves people to buy. And it demonstrates, what a lot of people say and how they actually should say it to get people to make that shift. And by using this type of language, you can then start building what I call not a sales funnel, but a strategic buyer's system that will help generate, sort of continuous, consistent leads and sales. So I hope that helps. Download the PDF, it's linked below here, and hopefully we'll see you in another video.